Hello and good morning. How are you doing today? Today is August 22nd, and we are back again for Module 3 of our ongoing Claude AI for Everyday Nigeria. And today we are going to talk about finance and business advisory. Finance and business advisory. And it's not going to take us so much time. So let's just kickstart, because after this module, we have module 4, right? Okay, so let me just share my slide, and I don't think we'll take much of our time today. Let me share my slide. Okay, let me share my slide, and we'll start up. Okay. Module 3, finance and business advisory, business planning, tax guidance, investment analysis, and personal finance. Module 3, access to quality financial and business advisory in Nigeria is expensive and often geographically concentrated in Lagos and Abuja. This module democratizes that access, teaching you how to use Claude as a knowledgeable financial thinking partner for business planning, tax understanding, investment evaluation, and financial decision making. Claude does not replace a licensed accountant or financial advisor for complex matters, but it gives every Nigerian professional a powerful first line of support for the vast majority of everyday financial and business questions. So it's important we know this. So we don't assume that Claude will do everything. Claude is saying here, it does not replace licensed accountant or financial advisor, right? So don't trust Claude to do all the professional work that a licensed advisor or planner will do for you, right? But in the structuring, in the writing, in the placeholders and everything, it's perfect for it. But when it comes to the core details that need confirmation and confirmations, especially in the areas of the record numbers, it's important we use someone that knows it better. So in today's study, we're going to cover section 1, which involve business planning, complete business plan, financial projection, and loan application. We're also going to cover tax and compliance. We're also going to cover investment and finance, okay? Investment and finance. Okay, so let's move to section 1, which is business planning and financial projection. So in this, we're going to understand how to build complex, compelling business plans and financial projection using Claude, from the initial concept through a bankable document for loan applications and investment presentations. Okay, so let's progress. Building a complete business plan with Claude. A business plan is required for bank loans, microfinance applications, investor presentation, government grant applications, and any situation where you need to convince someone else that your business idea is viable and well thought through. Many Nigerians either skip this document entirely or pay a consultant 100 to 300,000 or even more to produce one. With Claude, you can produce a professional, complete business plan for yourself. Yes, you can. The key to using Claude for business planning is understanding that Claude writes the structure and language, right? You provide a specific fact, numbers, and knowledge about your business. Claude cannot invent your financial projections or know your specific market dynamics. Your job is to provide the raw inputs. Claude's job is to shape them into a compelling, professionally written document. Okay? Now, before approaching Claude, you need to gather your business concept in one clear paragraph, your target customers, who they are, where they are, how many there are, your product or services, and what makes them different from existing options, your pricing strategy, and the reasoning behind it, your sales and marketing approach, your operational setup location. So your operational setup, which of course involves your location, equipment, staff, suppliers, etc. Your financial needs, of course that includes startup costs, working capital, etc. And any other traction you already have, existing customers, orders, partnership, etc. With this information gathered, you walk through the business plan section by section with Claude, describing each element and asking Claude to write it in professional business plan language. The resulting document typically runs 15 to 25 pages and covers all the sections a serious reader expects. Executive summary, company description, market analysis, product and services, marketing strategy, operational plan, business management team, financial projection, and funding requirements. This lesson walks you through the complete process for a real-world Nigerian business, a logistics company in Nigeria, demonstrating how to brief Claude for each section and review and refine the outputs, right? Now, again, briefing on this business plan. First, you gather your details, concept, customers, pricing, operations, funding needs, and as many other, whatever it is you have in mind. Just describe them in full detail, describe them. Then, section by section, executive summary through financial projection, right? Then, Claude will produce a 15 to 25 page ready to use document for you. Very, very easy. Okay, now let's go to lesson 2, which of course is financial projection. Financial projection, revenue, cost, and break-even analysis. Financial projections are the most intimidating part of a business. I take it again. Financial projections are the most intimidating part of a business plan for most Nigerian entrepreneurs. Numbers feel concrete and precise, and many business owners worry about getting them wrong. This lesson demystifies financial projection completely, showing you how to build realistic estimates with Claude's guidance. Financial projections serves 3 purposes. They help you plan your business, understanding when you will break even, how much cash you need to start, when you can start paying yourself. They convince lenders and investors that you understand your own business financially. And they give you a benchmark to measure actual performance against ones the business is running. Now, the 3 core financial statements in a business plan are the income statement, also called the profit and loss statement, the cash flow statement, and the balance sheet. For most small and medium Nigerian business seeking finance, the income statement and cash flow statement are the most important. and they are what banks and microfinance institutions focus on. Claude helps you build these projections through a structured conversation. You provide your revenue assumptions, how many units you expect to sell at what price, based on what market evidence, your cost assumptions, fixed costs that do not change with volume, and variable costs that do, and any financial costs, for example, loan payment, interest. Okay? Now, Claude help you organize this into the standard financial statement format. Calculate gross profit, operating profit, and net profit. Compute your bank break-even point and identify the key assumptions your projections depend on. The honesty principle is critical here. Financial projections that are unrealistically optimistic will embarrass you in front of lenders and investors who have seen thousands of plans. Claude can help you stress test your projections, asking what happens if sales are 30% lower than projected, or if cost runs 20% higher, building in the realism that experienced evaluators will appreciate. Okay, so once more, financial projections. What we've talked about here include revenue assumptions. With Claude, it will help you to put together units sold as against the price, grounded in market evidence. Also help you in a cost breakdown, fixed cost versus variable costs clearly separated, break-even plan in units and in naira revenue, right? Stress tests. What if sales are 30% lower than projected? Now, the important thing here is honesty principle. Unrealistically optimistic projections embarrass you in front of experienced evaluators. So you don't go there with fake data and think that you convince them. No. By the time you present such, it will even give room for more questions, because understanding where your business is coming from, how it's been running, your financial status, and then looking at the finance you're presenting to them, they can immediately tell that you are giving them fake information. So it's important to be realistic, be honest, be sincere. It's better to have a no than to give fake information, because you may never have another opportunity to present yourself again. But when you are honest and they know you are honest, they can give an opportunity to come back when you are ready, right? So this is very, very key. Very, very key. Don't give wrong information. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is writing a loan application package with Claude, right? Writing a loan application with Claude. Access to finance is one of the biggest constraints on Nigerian SME growth. Many variable businesses are declined not because they are not credibly worthy, but because the application is poorly prepared, incomplete, unconvincing, or missing the information lenders need to make a positive decision on. Nigerian banks and microfinance institutions evaluate loan applications on 5 dimensions that loan officers describe using the 5 C's of credit: character, your credit history and reputation; capacity, your ability to repay from business cash flow; capital, what you have already invested in the business; collateral, your assets that can secure the loan; and conditions, the purpose and the market context of the loan. A well-prepared application addresses all 5 clearly. The most important document in a loan application package is the application letter itself, a concise, professional cover letter that introduces your business, states the amount required, explains the purpose, describes your repayment capacity, and lists the supporting document attached. This letter is often the first thing a loan officer reads, and it shapes their initial impression of your application. Claude can draft this letter with professional clarity and the right tone of confidence. Beyond the application letter, a strong package includes your business plan and financial projections, your last 6 to 12 months of bank statements, your CSC registration document, your tax clearance certificate, your collateral document, and reference letters if required. Claude can help you write the narrative sections, prepare a clear collateral schedule, and review the entire package for completeness before submission. This lesson walks through the complete loan application process for a 5 million loan from a Nigerian commercial bank, producing every document Claude can help with and advising on the document you must gather yourself. Okay? Now, again, the 5 C's of loan application include 1, your character, your credit history and reputation. You know, many people are good to collect, but when it comes to payment, they have issues. Quite a number of people have run away because they're scared or they don't want to pay back their loan. 2, capacity, ability to repay from business cash flow, ability to repay. And 3, what you have already invested. How much have you invested in the business you want to take loan for? Some people don't even have a dime, but they want to go and collect. 4, a collateral, asset that can secure the loan. Asset that can secure the loan in case you're unable to pay back. Then 5, conditions. What is the purpose and the market contents of the loan, right? Claude will help with all the application letter, collateral schedule, and narrative sections of your loan package, right? Of your loan package. It's important you know this. It's important you know this. Okay, so let's look at what we've talked about today in section 1, what you have known. Claude writes your business plan structure. You provide a specific business fact. 2, financial projections need 3 things: the revenue assumption, your cost breakdown, and your break-even point. 3rd one, always stress test projections. Evaluators respect realism over false optimism. Okay? Now, the last one is the 5 C's: your character, your capacity, your capital, collateral, conditions. These drive every loan decision that banks or institutions make before they give you such finance. Okay, now, so let's get into section 2, which of course include financial statements, so your tax and financial compliance. Now, in this, you're going to understand Nigeria's major business taxes in plain language. No expensive consultant required to help to handle this for you. Okay? So, Nigerian tax system explained what every business owner must know. Nigeria's tax system is complex, involving federal tax administered by FIRS, state taxes administered by state internal revenue services, and local government levies. Many Nigerian business owners operate in partial or complete ignorance of their tax obligations, not out of dishonesty, but because the system is genuinely difficult to understand. This lesson changes that. Company income tax, which of course shortly is known as CIT, is paid by limited liability companies on their annual profit. The standard rate is 30% for large companies, turnover over 100 million, or 20% for medium companies, and turnover between 25 million and 100 million, and 0 for small companies whose turnover are below 25 million. Now, this may have changed based on the new tax law, but the exact, for now, is not certain because we believe that there are still deliberations over them. Some are saying 50, some are saying 100. But until that is known, we're working with this assumption. Again, with this an assumption, so it's important you get yourself clarified on this. But know that there's what is called CIT, okay? And the payment is based on your turnover. And if you don't know what a turnover is, please, it's important you understand it. CIT returns are due within 6 months of the company's financial year end. Claude can help you understand exactly how CIT is calculated and what deductions are allowable. Value added tax, which of course is known as VAT, is currently 7.5 on most goods and services. If your annual turnover exceeds 25 million, you are required to register for VAT, charge it on your sales, and remit what you collect to FIRS monthly. Failure to register when required attract penalties, and failure to remit collected VAT is a serious offense. Claude can help you understand the registration process, what is vatable and what is exempt, and how to file your monthly returns. Again, on this VAT collection, I believe there is an exempt whereby if you choose not to collect, especially if you're on an enterprise business, you may choose not to register for it, But for a limited liability, I think it's compulsory. But please find out for yourself from FIRS so that you don't work with an assumption from us. It's a disclaimer. Pay as you earn, PAYE, is the income tax your employees pay, which you deduct from their salaries and remit to the relevant state internal revenue service on their behalf. As an employee, you are responsible for correct deductions and timely remittance. Claude can help you calculate PAYE correctly and understand the reliefs that reduce an employee's taxable income. Withholding tax, with WHT, is deducted as source when you pay certain categories of service providers, especially contractors, consultants, rent, royalties, and dividends, and even more. Claude can help you know which payment categories require WHT deduction, what the applicable rates are, 5%, 10%, depending on the transaction type, and how and when to remit. Okay? So again, in summary, Nigeria's major business taxes. We talk about the CIT, company income tax, value added tax, VAT, pay as you earn, PAYE, progressive every month, withholding tax. Now, as long as you are working somewhere, you are bound to pay your PAYE annually. Then company tax is subject to your turnover. Value added tax is also subject for companies whose turnover, limited liability companies whose turnover is above 25 million. Withholding tax, depending on the kind of service you're rendering. okay? Contractors, consultants, rent, dividends, and others. Now, Claude can help you calculate your CIT liabilities, explain what's valuable, and walk you through your withholding tax deductions requirement for any transactions, right? Now, it's your responsibility to lay it out, and Claude will do the rest of the work. Okay? Then we'll move to lesson 5, which has to do with tax registration, filing, and how to handle arrears, right? It's very important because if you don't file, if you don't register, file, then you are subject to penalties. Understanding your tax obligation is the first step. The second step, actually registering, filing, and staying compliant, is where many Nigerian businesses struggle. This lesson provides practical step-by-step guidance on the key tax compliance actions every Nigerian business must take. Tax identification numbers registration is the starting point for all Nigerian tax compliance. Every business and individual taxpayer needs a TIN to file returns, open certain type of bank account, access government contract, and obtain tax clearance certificates. TIN registration is done through FIRS online portal. The TIN here is talking about the your FIRS TIN, not the state TIN. The state TIN is completely different. The state TIN, you obtain it from the platform that your state IRS is operating. But here we're referring to FIRS for your business or at FIRS office. Claude can walk you through the registration process that documents are required, CSC documents for a company, BVN, and NIN for individuals, and what to expect. Your VAT registration requires completing FIRS Form 001 and submitting supporting documents. Once registered, you are required to file monthly VAT returns. Of course, FIRS from 002 by the 21st of each month for the previous month's transactions. Claude can explain the filing process step by step and help you understand the output tax, of course, which is VAT collected, and input tax, VAT paid on business purchases, concept that determines your VAT remittance, your tax arrears. The situation where a business has not been filing or paying taxes for one or more periods is a reality for many Nigerian businesses. The good news is that FIRS has a voluntary assets and income declaration scheme, VAID approach to encourage compliance. Approaching FIRS proactively to regularize your tax position is generally treated more favorably than waiting to be accessed. Claude can help you understand your options, estimate your potential liability, and prepare for a regularization discussion with FIRS. Again, based on this lesson 5, we've talked about registration, tax registration, filing, and handling of your arrears, unpaid taxes. First, you must get a TIN. Now, in this regards, again, we're talking about FIRS TIN, not the state TIN. The state TIN is from the state IRS, and especially if you're running enterprise. Then you register your VAT, and then you file your returns, and then you regularize your arrears where applicable. You don't pay arrears if you don't owe any. Okay? Now, Claude tip. Ask Claude to estimate your potential liabilities before a regularization conversation with FIRS. Now, in all of these, we have also developed a software called BizRun Tool. It helps you, prepare all of this so that you don't do much of your brain tax. Just input your details there, your sales, your COS, which I mean cost of sales, which in Nigeria we call it cost price, right? And it will calculate your profit and loss. Generate a cash flow for you. And if you're a limited liability company, it can also generate a balance sheet for you. So with this statement, you will just present to FIRS and you're good to go. It also generates other financial documents that will also help you in making sure that you meet the requirements from FIRS. Okay? It has a lot of features, so I encourage you to reach out to visit BizRun 2 and find out how it can be of help to you. You can also give us a call and we'll be there to respond. So what we've now learned in section 2 include four major tax matters that is important: CIT, VAT, PAYE, and withholding tax. Student registration is for the starting point. VAT returns are duly monthly, and approaching FIRS, for other discussions where applicable. Now, let's go to the last module, which is section 3 here. No, the last section here, which is investment analysis and financial support. Right? Okay? Now, evaluating a business investment opportunities with Claude. This is key. This is very important. You can't do it manually, but you need support. If you don't want to pay a consultant to do this for you, then Claude is there for you. Right? Now, let's look at what it has for us. Investment decisions, whether buying a business, acquiring a franchise, investing in equipment, entering a new market, or placing money in a financial product, are among the most consequential choices a Nigerian professional makes. Poor investment decisions have derailed careers, destroyed savings, and ended businesses. Claude can help you approach these decisions with the analytical rigor that professional investors apply. The fundamental investment analysis. Investment covers 4 dimensions. Permit me to take this again. The fundamental investment analysis framework covers 4 dimensions. 1, return analysis, which of course involves what financial returns does the investment generate and over what period. Second one is risk analysis. What can go wrong and how the likely and severe are those outcomes. 3, opportunity cost analysis. What else could you do with this money and capital? And finally, liquidity analysis. How easily can you exit the investment if you need to? Now, for return analysis, Claude can help you calculate the payback period. How long until your initial investment is recovered from cash flows? The return on investment expressed as an annual percentage, and for long horizon investment, the net present value, which accounts for the time value of money. These calculations require you to provide investment amount and projected cash flows, which Claude helps you think through carefully. For risk analysis, Claude will help you identify the key risk in any specific investment: market risk, operational risk, regulatory risk, counterparty risk, what happens if the other party fails to deliver, and financial risk. For Nigerian specific investments, Claude is aware of the common risk factors in the Nigerian context: currency volatility, infrastructure challenges, regulatory uncertainty, and payment culture risk. For any specific investment you are considering, Claude can walk through complete framework, helping you see the opportunity clearly, understand the risk honestly, and make a decision based on sound financial thinking rather than emotion or social pressure, right? All of these are factors that help you in your business decisions. But with Claude, everything goes easy. Okay? Now, again, on summary on this, we'll talk about four-dimension investment framework, which the first one includes return analysis, payback, which of course include the payback period, annual return on investment, net present value. Then you talk about your risk analysis, talk about your opportunity cost, and talk about liquidity analysis. How easily can you exit if you need to, right? How easily can you exit if you need to? Now, on this sector, we're on the last lesson, which of course is the personal finance guidance for Nigerian professionals. Personal finance for Nigerian professionals, right? Personal finance planning in Nigeria operates in a specific economic environment. High inflation that erodes savings, limited access to conventional investment products, foreign exchange volatility, a family extended financial responsibility system where successful professionals are expected to support extended family network, and an informal sector that makes income unpredictable for many. Good personal financial advice must account for all of these realities. Claude can serve as a personal finance thinking partner for you, helping you build a budget that works in the Nigerian context, developing a savings plan, evaluate debt decisions, understand pension and insurance options, and think through the financial implications of major life decisions. For budgeting, Claude can help you apply for a 50-30-20 framework, 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings, and debt repayment to a Nigerian income while honestly adjusting for the family responsibility reality that most Nigerians face. Claude can also help you identify spending patterns that are preventing savings accumulation and suggest practical adjustments. For savings and investments, Claude can explain the options available to Nigerian investors: savings account, fixed deposits, treasury bills, FGN bonds, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, mutual funds, real estate, and agricultural investment schemes, including the risk, returns, minimum investment, and liquidity profile of each. For debt management, Claude can help you develop a debt repayment strategy when dealing with multiple obligations: bank loans, cooperative society loans, personal debt, business debt, business debt, prioritizing by interest rate and urgency to minimize total interest paid while managing cash flow. Now, Claude can help you achieve all of this, right? Or you just need to explain to Claude what you want. Now, in summary to this, we talked about personal finance for Nigerian context, realistic budgeting. It will help you prepare 50-30-20 framework, adjusting honestly for extended family responsibilities, right? Then also to help you with your savings and investment, then debt strategy, prioritize multiple obligations by interest rates, to minimize total interest paid, right? So there are a lot of things to learn from Claude, lots of stuff to learn from Claude, but all depends on you. How much time are you willing? Do you want to continue in the state where you are, or let Claude do the rest of the work while you rest, right? So in this section 3, what we've learned now, or what we know that Claude can help us do, is apply 4 dimensions, which involve return, risk, opportunity cost, and liquidity to any investment decision we want to make. Then also, Nigerian specific risk includes currency volatility, infrastructure, and payment culture. You know the range of Nigerian savings and investment options and their risk/return profile. Okay, finally, Claude can help you build a debt management strategy to minimize total interest paid, right? Okay, so everything we've covered today in this module, section 1, complete business plan, financial projection, loan application package. Claude can do this excellently for you. Nigerian major taxes, registration, filing, and arrears, regularization. Then section 3, finally, investment evaluation framework and personal financial guidance, right? So your practical assignments, draft a business plan section for a real or hypothetical business using Claude. Calculate your break-even point for a real product or service idea. Ask Claude to explain one tax obligation relevant to your situation. Then finally, write down one question for Module 4, which of course is social media research and advisory. So the next session we're going to have is that of social media research and advisory, where platform strategy, context creation, and trend research. Okay? So I'm sure we've learned a lot in this, and we've come to the end of Module 3, and I hope to see you again in the next module. Thank you so much, and see you in the next module. Remain blessed.